There it goes. Okay. So here's what we're doing. Let me move this around. This guy goes down here. This guy goes up here. And we've got some little stars. I'm going to put them up. And you know what? I like the happy faces better. Oh, you know what? I like the daisies better. So daisy, 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 daisy. Okay. So here's what. We have a problem right here that we could do just the way we did last night. Remember what last night's the substitution says? We need to have one of these letters all by itself. Well, the 2x is not by itself, and the negative 3y is not by itself. But look at this guy. He's almost by himself. So if we wanted to, we could move this guy and say, dude, get out of the way. I want x all by himself. So it looks like this, right? I'm totally cool with that. And then I could do it by substitution. Nice and easy. I could take it everywhere I see an x. I don't write x. I write this new stuff. That's what we did last night. But there's another way to do these. And a lot of kids, I will show you the new way, and they will say, I will never substitute again. I personally like substitution, but for some reason I guess I'm a weirdo. Because kids are like, nope, hate substitution, and it hurts my heart when you all say that. But there you go. The other way we can do this is called in math land, in real like a textbook, they call what we're going to do today the elimination method. Elimination. I call it the adding method, right? Because I'm going to show you how to do this problem with just adding. Now, to be really honest, the first part of this is actually easier than substitution. The plugging in, kind of a pain in the butt. But the other one, substitution, there's a lot more math up front, but the end part is easy. But you'll see what I mean in a second. So here's what. What I want to do is I want to see if I could cram these two problems together and make one of the letters completely disappear. Emma, you look fabulous. Just letting you know. If I could cram these problems together and make one of these letters just disappear. And I can do that if I'm tricky. And to do it, I need three things to happen. So on your little stars, I want you to write these three things. And if these three conditions happen, then the number 4 condition will be add them up. So here we go. The first condition to make some gypsy magic happen, where I make a letter just disappear, like I'm a magic person, is the equations must be, and what's important here, I'm going to do this in another color because I'm going to get lined up. The lined up is what's important here. They have to be lined up. And you're thinking, what the hell does that mean? I'm going to show you what that means. What it means is this, that the x's have to be underneath the x's. They have to come in a nice line. Do you see how that's all lined up? The y's need to be lined up above the y's, right? This next part is important. The equal signs have to be in line with each other. They have to line up. And finally, the numbers have to be in line. If anything is not lined up, then it won't work. Let me show you what I mean. You don't have to change anything. I'm just going to show you real quick. Look at this problem right here. Do you see how the equal sign is over here and that one's over there? He's not lined up, right? So if I'm going to do the method, and we'll get to this problem in a little bit, I would have to line them up, right? But most of the time, they're lined up, and that makes us happy. So what we do is I say to myself, if I'm learning this from scratch, I ask myself, are they lined up? And if they are, I tell myself, yay, that condition is met, right? So there we go. They're lined up, yay. The next thing that has to happen, and this part is tricky, and I'm going to see if I can explain this the best that I can. I'm going to try. The next thing that has to happen is one set of letters needs, oh, that looks like needs. That's supposed to be needs the same number in front. I call this step the matcher step. Let me show you if I can show you what I mean by that. Let me move these little guys in here. So here's the part that's important on that. What I mean by that is this. So this is the matcher step. I'm going to make that nice and red. So this is the matcher. Do I have matchers? And what I mean by that, the number in front is in math called the coefficient. So here's what I want you to watch. On this guy is a 2, right here. He is a 2, and he is a 1. They do not match. They don't match. So that pair is not a good pair. So let's look at this one. This guy is a 3, and this guy is a 3. Yay. That's what I want to happen. Not both pairs, just one of the pairs has to have the same number in front, right? That has to happen. Tonight, that will happen on all of them. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about what happens when that doesn't happen and how you can fix it. But tonight, I'm going to say, do I have a pair of matchers? And my answer is, yes, I do. Those guys right there. Yay. The third thing that has to happen is this. The matchers, let's go nice and small here. The matchers need, and I'm going to go red, opposite signs. And I call this the plus minus step. So we're going to look really nice and carefully at my matching pair and look at it right here. That one is negative. That one is positive. Yay. It meets the condition I need. And I say to myself, Yahoo, that happens. If all three of my conditions are met, then here comes the gypsy magic. I just add together. It's so cool. What happens, we're just going to add it up. So we put a line underneath here and we add straight down. 1x plus 2x is 3x. Watch what happens. This is why it's called elimination. Negative 3y plus positive 3y is nothing. They go away, right? We've made them disappear. And then we're going to say equals 14, take away 11 is 3. X equals 1. Does that make sense? Can I see a wiggle of fingers if you kind of remember this from Algebra 1? Like, oh, I kind of remember this. About half of you are like, I don't really remember that. Okay. Now, here's what we got to do. Now, tonight, you only have to do this a couple of times because it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. We need to get the other number. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to these equations and we're going to take this x right here, this guy, and we're going to plug in to either the top one or the bottom. You don't have to do both. You'll get the same answer. I am going to do the bottom equation. You know why? Because it looks easier, and I'm lazy. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to plug it in right here. So here's what I get. 1 plus 3y equals negative 11. I'm moving that over because I'm getting y by itself. 3y equals negative 12. Y equals negative 4. Is everybody cool with how I did that? If you wanted to do the top equation, it would work fine as well. It would work perfectly fine. You'd get the exact same answer. So you pick. You don't have to do both, just one. Does this kind of make sense? You guys ready to try one yourselves? Or together, we'll do it together. So here we go. Here comes the next one. Let me erase a bunch of stuff here. Get rid of all of this. Get rid of all of you. Oh, I want to keep my list here. Going to keep my list going over here. Get rid of all this. Get out of here. I have to do the other board when I tape, so here we go. Okay, we're moving this guy away. Get out of here, dude. We're bringing this guy up. Give it a try. Give it a try. Remember, we're looking for 4 things. We're looking for, do they line up? Do they have a matching pair? Do those matching pairs have opposite signs? If all that happens, if the conditions are right, cast your little gypsy spell, add them up, and see what happens. I made videos for the next 2 days when Caroline's here, and it's so hard to teach out of order. Like, I knew I was teaching this today, but the videos are for tomorrow and the next day, and I did them out of order. It was really hard. I think that's how movies get made. I think they make like different scenes out of order. That would be really hard. You're like, oh look, you're already dead in this scene, and you're alive in this one. Like, that would be hard. Are we ready to give this a try? How are we feeling? Okay, this should be pretty straightforward. Step number 1, are they lined up? Yes, they are. So I'm going to do my little check mark. Woohoo! Number 2, do I have a set of matchers? I do. Which is it, X or Y, that has the same number in front? It's the X's, right? They both have 4s. Awesome. Next step, do they have opposite signs? Yeah. They do. Yay! So now, by the little bit of gypsy magic here, I'm going to go straight down. 9 plus 7 is 16. Y equals up 16. Again, I put nice numbers on these ones. 16 goes into 16. Y equals 1. Now, the only thing that I told you, the start of these are easier. That's why kids are like, I don't want to substitute anymore. The plugging in is the harder part, right? In substituting, plugging in was super easy. Now this is a pain in the butt. I'm going to just put the 1 right there, 9 times 1. So here's what I get. 4x plus 9 equals 5. I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. So I get 4x equals negative 4. And I get x equals negative 1. X equals negative 1. I'm going to wiggle his fingers if you got that, if you're feeling like you got that. I feel like, yes, yes, please, yeah. Max, yes, yeah, you with me? Okay. Thank you when I saw that. Okay, so we're going to head on now to what happens when not everything was working right, right? Not everything's working right. So let's remind ourselves really quickly of our 4 things. And I'm going to write them in a little bit of shorthand. So number 1 has to happen is they have to line up. Number 2, matchers. Number 3, plus and minus. Number 4, gypsy magic. Okay? There we go. So this is what's going to have to happen. Number 1, are they lined up? Boom, 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 boom. You know what? You're going to get lazy, and you're going to start thinking, I don't even have to check that. Please, check it, because sometimes they're not lined up. That could happen. Lined up. Yay. Number 2, do I have a matching pair? Do I have letters with the same number in front? Which pair is it? Is it the X's or the Y's? It is the Y's. You are so good. It is the 2 and the 2. They match. That is awesome. Number 3, do they have opposite signs? No. Okay. So here's what I want to talk about really quickly. So let's say, do you know that I think the lottery is up to like $300 million? And let's say in the airport today, I buy a ticket. Not only am I going on a great trip, I'm going to come home a $300 million winner, right? But I like you guys. So I'm going to come and I'm going to share the money with you guys, some of it. So I'm going to walk in with $100,000. And I'm going to walk in and I'm going to be walking around the room and I'm going to walk over and I'm going to hand the stack of cash to Cole, and that's the end of it. Is that fair? Will you be happy with that? If I hand it all to Cole? No, you're going to be mad. You're going to jump him, right? You're going to, on the way out, you're going to be like, I want my cut of money. As well you should, right? Because the rule is, if I'm going to give some money to Cole, what would be fair is to give it to everybody, right? So that's what the rule is. So if I want one of these guys to be plus and one to be minus, I can make that happen by doing this. I'm going to make this guy negative just because I want to. But the rule is, if I change one guy on a classroom, I change everybody in the same row. So if this is minus, what is this guy going to change to? Plus, and what's this guy going to change to? Minus. Change one in the row, change all. Now let me ask you this. I got the 100 grand. Am I going to walk over to Miss Landry's room and give her kids money? No. I don't know those kids. Well, I actually do, which is sad. But still no. Only you guys. So my point is, this is our room. That's Miss Landry's room. You don't have to change both classrooms. Just be fair to one. Someone else asked me in my other class, what if I wanted to change this guy instead? Could I do that? And my answer is absolutely, as long as if you change one guy in the row, you change everyone in the row. You will get the same answer. But just remember, everyone wants to forget that last guy. And that's like someone in the bathroom. That's mean if we don't give them the money as well. Like, even right now, Nikki's gone. That would be mean if she didn't get the money. Okay, so I'm going to change the bottom guy just because it makes me, I don't know why, I just end up doing the bottom guy. I just do. That's just me doing it a million years. So guess what? Now I have all three things. They line up, they match, opposite signs. Let's see magic. Here we go. 6x, nothing, negative 12. If you don't have stuff disappearing, you've made a mistake. That's the whole point of elimination. You're eliminating a letter. Look at that, nice and easy. Tonight, you will only have to plug in a few times. So I'm going to go back to the original equation, either the top guy or the bottom guy. I'm going to plug into the top guy because it's got less negatives and I'm a baby. So I'm going to say 4 times negative 2 plus 2y equals 6. I'm just plugging in. Oh, what happened there? Negative 8 plus 2y equals 6. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So it looks like to me 2y equals 14 or y equals 7. Y equals 7. So I would like you to try this one. Try that bad boy. I think it's the next one on your paper. Yeah? I'm going to put my little stars up there. Well, I'll do something different. How about happy faces? Happy face. Happy face. Happy face. Happy face. Line up. Match. Plus minus. Magic. On this one, you know what? To save a little time, you don't have to plug in for the second number, right? Once you get the hang of it, I only need you to plug in every once in a while to make sure you know how to do it, right? When you get an answer for, I think you get an answer for y, can you share it with your neighbor? See if they believe you. See if they think you're crazy. See if they agree with you. Should be pretty fast once you get the hang of it. Change, change, change. That goes away. 12y equals 24. Looks like y equals 2. How did we do? Easy? We got this? Is that bad? Now again, if you were plugging back in, you would plug the y into the top or the bottom. That's old school. We know how to do that. Okay. Last two I want to talk about, we've kind of already talked about a little bit. So, I have two problems up here, and here's the problem. They're not lined up nicely. And you have options here. For example, you could, on this one, if it was me, I would do this one by substitution. I'd say everywhere I have an X, that's his new name, I'm going to plug it in right there. I'd do it by substitution. But if I want to use the add-subtract method, the add method, I need to have everything lined up. So I would need to do something. I would need to take this guy right here and move him over here. Do you see why? Because they're not lined up. So what I would say is 1x, that hops over and becomes negative 3y equals 11. For those of you who didn't know what I did there, I'm going to do it for you real quick. This is what the problem looked like. I subtracted 3y, so I get x minus 3y equals 11. And then you could go ahead and do it just the way we've been doing it. So you can pick substitution, or you can move it around. Now on this one, I don't want to use substitution at all, because this guy is not alone. He's got the 4 in front of him. So on this guy, I definitely want to go ahead and move it around. So this is all nice. That's perfect. I'm going to take this guy, this 4y equals 2x minus 8. I'm going to hop this guy to this side. Remember, that's by doing the opposite. That's that turning the page thing. We should be getting pretty good at this where I don't have to show every step, because we're kind of professionals at this point. Don't forget that negative. I think you have one of those to do tonight. I don't think I put one of those on the test, but I want you to see it, especially for my friends heading to pre-calc. When you go to pre-calc, they're going to have them in all different order, okay? So, I am done. I need you to do me a favor. We're out of here. Let's see what time we're out of here, like early. Let's see what time we're out of here. We are out of here at 16. So here's what I need. I'm going to ask you to do 8 problems. I need you to plug in on 2 of them. The homework says 3, 2 is fine with me. But I need you to do 2 problems before you walk out the door, because I need to know that you know how to do it before I leave, so I can leave and not feel like I have abandoned you. And then we're going to move the desks for the other class, because still naughty puppies. I'm not abandoning you. We're going to dive, right? So we're divers, that's where we're going. And we're going to, you can take a boat tour and see all the survivor places. So all the places, yeah. And then we're going to do one thing is, there's a little, it's called an atoll, and it's an island that only shows up at low tide, and then it goes away. So we're going to go and have a picnic when it's there, and then it disappears. And then we're going to jet skis around the whole island. So that sounds so fun. Are you going to post pictures on Google? You should do that. I keep us updated. I'll be honest, I don't know how good the Wi-Fi is. Right? I got a remote island. Yeah, I am. I'm literally in the middle. But the one looking at the island is called Becca. You're doing 8? Beqa. Becca Island. Very tiny. It's only like 2 Yes, please. You shouldn't just, because all of you should work nice and slowly. But it is possible that I upped that. But I didn't think I did more. Let me look at this. You know what? Because it's a rally day, let's do 6 of these. I'm cool with 6. Yeah, is that too many? And then plug in on 2 of them. But you guys gotta know this stuff, right? So there's only one on your table right there.
Yeah.
Bless you. I remember Beck's famous for having in a lagoon, not far from it. It's a waterfall. So they put that in the waterfall. All those pictures. And then they come water where you can bring it. And a bunch of fish. And yes, and you sit down there, and so you're kind of protected because when it's water, I want to say a crevasse. Like, so here's what it looks like. This is water, and there's a wall. Here's a little lower wall coming like this, and then so they put the divers here, and then they put the fish, and then all the sharks. down here, and we stand here and we watch them, right? But let's be honest, A, they're sharks, and B, like they can come from anywhere, right? And they have a bunch of like professionals there, but they have like they don't have a gun or anything, you know what I mean? Oh my God. So and like if something bad happens, like I have seen one time, so I don't know. And they say it's not really ethical to chum water because they're unbelievable, right? Like it's so stupid. You look like I'm gonna go look at bears, and then it's like oh they got eaten by the bears. Really? What a surprise! Because the only way that sharks they don't like divers who make too much noise. They don't see much food. The only way that sharks can check something out is with their mouth. And so when usually when surfers get or pieces of fish, they don't get eaten, they get bit when they eat them. Because the shark was testing to see if you're food, they realize they're not, or the surfers, and then they swim away. And that's when, you've lost a big chunk of food, and you're down to food. So I just don't know if I need look at they're both covered. So look at Becca. Sure. I'm going to that's so cool. I'm just going to shark. And you will text me when we do the shark is much more fun than this is all right. This is all oh my gosh, Mary, I love sharks. Yes. No. See him on my watch. That guy is down there too. That's what that is. What we have is too many letters. This gets rid of a set of letters, right? And now we have the one letter. We got it. Now we can take them and plug it in. Yes, so we're going to do two. So you are hey, can I get some help, please? Can you please move your desk? The front rows are what's important on the lines for me. So if you would move your stuff, and if we could do this, I know it's a pain in the butt, but I thank you a ton. So if you will stand up and give me some help here. So it is, you guys are like the key right here. There's one right here, one right here. And then over there, somebody should just go back that way. So I'm going to have you guys stand up so I can start moving you. It is before our you guys are so good, so good. I'm going to feed you more often because you guys are on fire. If you start to see a row and if you will put stuff in that row, that would be awesome. I can do some of it too. So as long as I have this one started, I can get the rest of this one and move this one over a little bit. Okay, so this row right here, and this row here. I don't think that's so good. Okay, how are we doing? If we can maybe get this row plain, if you could move desks this way, that would be so awesome. I will let you guys sneak out in a second if I can get a few more desks moved. That would be awesome. You guys are so good. If your row looks good, you can head out. If your row looks crap, you have to stay and make your row look good. Hey, have a great rally, have a great dance, have a great homecoming. See you guys some peace. Bye, everybody. Thank you. I hope I'll come back with all my limbs. Don't know. Can go either way. Bryn, you can leave it. I can get it. You guys are good. I can get that from there. You guys are awesome. Have a really good son. Good luck on your games tonight. You got Friday. I will do as well. Have a super good rally. It's super fun. I got it from here this weekend. Connie, my husband is Sicilian, so he's very different looking than I am. So our kids end up looking like Nita, right? I'm super fair. He's super dark complected. It's like, Nita. Have a really great week, guys. I will. Have a great week. Have a good rally. Yeah.
I'm Sicilian.
Yeah. So is your mom Sicilian?
My dad is.
But your mom's not.
My mom's Middle Eastern.
Yeah, so my kids will say they're half Sicilian and half Norman. And it's like, yeah, so they're like, people be like, oh, don't forget to put sunblock on your kids. It's like, my kids don't need sunblock. Mommy needs sunblock, but my kids. Hey, have a good game. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
When it's my nap time again.
What?
When it's my nap time. I go 8 in a row.
See, you're done, and I am going to vacation. Oh God, it's still taping.